GM, ladies and gents, welcome back to the lounge again, and this is of course your beloved host LIte Crypto, and you're watching the macro airdrops coverage for the month of July. And July has been quite similar to June in the sense that the markets have been going quite sideways or negative, and in the last couple of days we obviously seen a bit of a pump in the prices. And due to this market condition, we have seen many projects still delay their airdrops. I think some of them might be okay to the idea of maybe launching in September or in August, but it seems to me for the most part that a lot of projects were initially planning to launch, in June or July, but they saw that the markets are not very good in condition for launching, and there's obviously been such a saturation of these airdrops, obviously, that they have basically delayed. And we still have an immense amount of airdrops to basically happen. They're just not gonna be on the same scale as some of the other drops that have happened in the past. Like we talked about the narrative of the big six, and now we basically only have Linea left, which is probably going to be happening in Q4, and then obviously the Eigenlayer is going to be eventually happening. Another very big narrative in terms of like macro scheme is the Mt. Gox. So just a bit of a recap, this hack I believe happened in 2014, and back then Bitcoin was priced around, I believe, $1,000 roughly, give or take. And after the hack, it dropped to $500. So these people had to basically wait until now, until they would basically get their Mt. Gox Bitcoin. And some of that has been repaid in Bitcoin Cash and etc. And I think like they are getting, I believe like 80% of the money, or was it 60% of the money was able to be recovered from that hack. Now, if you had, obviously, you would be 50x, something like that. Obviously, minus the allocation that you lost on the hack. But this was like, this hack made people richer, essentially. So it's kind of like there was that immense silver lining that people would have to be able to hold. And the two big narratives here is that a lot of the people are actually planning to, there's two different things that have been conducted. There's the Reddit thing, and basically 20% are going to be selling all of that, obviously because they're very up in returns in terms of like maybe they've had $1,000, now that $1,000 probably would be, I don't know, $40,000 or something like that. So 40x, something like that. I don't know the exact numbers. If somebody does, or somebody was hacked on the Mt. Gox, please leave the actual allocation down below so we have a bit of a better idea. And there was another poll that basically said that over 55% are going to be holding their money. And that's probably going to be meaning that some of them are going to be holding and some of them are going to be using the money to basically buy out these altcoins which are on discount. So this is not going to be a massive dump based on the things that we are seeing right now. So this is a very bullish thing. So that's basically up for a lot of the macro stuff that I have to really add on. Let's go into a lot of the other stuff. So the first thing, obviously, I want to recommend people to check out the Notion page for a lot of drops to cover. I just created yesterday, finally, the Telegram tab here. So for all of these Telegram drops, and there's coming a lot of them in a daily basis. So I'm trying to get this updated with the latest information, obviously. So if you're looking for that to farm or other types of, chains and things to farm, there's a lot of these things actually listed here. So make sure you're going to be dropping by on the description down below. Now in terms of there's 3 drops to basically claim. The first we have here is Sanctum, which is actually going to be happening, well, it's going to be live once this video is up. So in 15 minutes from my time, the actual drop is going to be up for claiming. I didn't get a massive allocations. I got 2 different allocations. Someone was telling me that this is only the portion, so this is the vested amount, and the current price is sitting at around 27 cents for Sanctum. And it seems pretty peanuts. Some people got a lot more. I think you had to have insane amounts of money here in order to make a good, decent APY on it. Even though I had a lot of referrals on this thing, I didn't really get that good of an allocation in my opinion. But maybe I should have gone more aped into, I don't know, but I still had a fair amount. We're talking about still thousands of dollars that were, locked in for these all different tokens for Sanctum things. So I'm kind of mixed between how I feel about this, but if this is indeed and actually just a portion of the airdrop, then I'm okay. But otherwise, it's going to be a massive failure. Another drop that literally came out today is EtherFi. Luckily, it has managed to keep out its price for the most part. There hasn't been a massive dump in the price after the release of this second airdrop, which is kind of nice. And also, it seemed that there was more strict criteria to be eligible for this one. And the third and the last airdrop claiming that has opened up is the Ancienteight airdrop. I think we might have talked about some of their Galaxy missions. I was not eligible for this airdrop at all. I think I did do some Galaxy quests for this, but I believe that wasn't enough. So in case you are eligible, you can now check out your eligibility. As a reminder, go also subscribe to the Airdrop Recon Ops Telegram channel. We are posting a lot of these recaps and updates about a lot of drops, which might come even earlier than these videos. So if you're looking for very ASAP information, definitely go check this out. And we try to actually ramp up on the activity a bit, so there's a lot of things going on, and I want to really get into more like having a daily entry here of a lot of information, or at least another airdrop to basically cover that you can grind out. But let's look into what airdrops we should be doing right now. So one of the more, probably a lot of people are already aware who are following the Telegram, is the scroll canvas thing. This is kind of similar to we had in December, we had that NFT mint thing on testnet. And now they have this basically, minting out some of your activity thing, or the canvas, so to speak. Here is the referral code you can get. Use this and you get 50% from the minting. I believe it's 50 cents, or is it $1 basically with a discount code. You will be getting an NFT and it will give you like a heartbeat of your activity. There's also badges that you can find out. One that you should be getting is the Ethereum year, and the Scroll Genesis NFT, which I just talked about. There's not really much else here that you can do right now, but this is definitely going to be part of the airdrop criteria. And just like the Scroll Genesis was a very important part, I think both of these are going to be, obviously, aside from the points and things you're going to be getting by bridging to Scroll. And Scroll, in my opinion, is still, given how much money they raised, they are going to be one of the more bigger airdrops left out of these layer 2s that haven't released. Outside from Linea, I think Scroll might be the best one you should be farming in terms of value. There might be oversaturation, but I still think that Scroll is the only big one that's kind of left out of the big L2 batch that are still ongoing. I don't think Shardium or Bar Chain or all these others which haven't had their tokens yet are going to be bound to anything really big. So Scroll is kind of the big one left. And then we have DBank, which are also doing their layer 2, and there's like this initial claim thing that's still going on. So you can claim your experience. It will be giving it based on your portfolio and activity. I think if you had the Web3 ID, which we have talked about in the past, you're going to be getting experience. There are also quests that you can do on the platform, and obviously referring people into the platform is going to be part of it. And I just did this one, Inception LRT, which we have talked about on the channel before. And there are these quests that you can do. It's mostly Twitter, follow, and blah, blah, blah. And there's even cash prizes on some of them, so it's worth doing. And I actually been liking very much of the DBank platform, and I just really like their product. Will their chain have any usability towards the future? Hard to say, but I think it's worth doing. Moving on, we have the Chroma. This is an airdrop we have done a full video on. There's kind of like a bit of a breakdown of things that they have done so far. Talked about the key. I have one of these Guardian shards or whatever they were called. And they currently have a couple of things going on here. Spectrum, which we have talked about. It's a good place to park your Ethereum and get Eigenlayer points, a lot of points. And we're going to be having Q3 for the TGE, and that means that that's going to be end of August by latest. So there's still things to do, like Spectrum, for example, which obviously is something very lucrative LST opportunity because it just allows you to farm so many tokens, so many different points. Okay, it's not loading for some reason, but whatever. I'm going to leave a link down below. Then we have the Plume testnet. This is basically, an NFT chain, and there's a lot of different quests that you can do. You're also going to be getting sign-up bonuses, so I got a pretty nice allocation because I had a pudgy penguin, so that was increasing my points. And we had this NFT thing, which we did cover on a previous video, I think. And this is, you know, going to be, it looks very clean to me, the design and everything, so I'm kind of liking what they're doing here. And there are many ways to earn, so that's kind of like refreshing about it. And there are a lot of stamps that you can get, and I presume that you should probably, you know, do that stuff if you're interested. But it's a testnet once again, so it is what it is. Retro Bridge, which we have talked about on the channel, have finally started out their second retro adventure. Or could it be actually, well, there's some other things going on here. You should do actually these as well. There's some pretty good ones like Tycho, probably worth doing. Scroll is definitely worth doing. These others, maybe Base, but actually these are already over. So all of them are over. Okay, these are all ended. Okay, so forget that. But the midday journey is now on, and it has a couple of swap quests, Twitter and Discord quests, and then you can basically claim this thing. I already claimed the first phase here, or yeah, the first phase we talked about it a couple of times. It had a very, you know, long running time for it, so I think a lot of people got to participate on it. It was pretty cheap, so this is another one that I recommend getting. There's a new Telegram based airdrop called Airdrop. This is a bit different. It's not a clicker, or it's like its totally own thing. It's like it's not a pachinko machine. I don't know what it's exactly called, but it's a new Telegram-based airdrop. Seems pretty cool. You know, I like graphics and everything. Then the Mint chain has now this sort of a portal thing. And we talked about the green ID where you grow your own tree. There's the Mint ID. And then there are like these MP points that you can basically get. And, well, there's a lot of these expedition quests that you can basically do. Can I actually activate this? No, I think we have already done the green ID. But yeah, so this is another one. I don't know, like we talked about, like, you know, these NFT chains. There can be only so many that are going to be actually coming out on top. But hey, let's see how it goes. I don't think there's any harm on actually doing them, because in my opinion right now, there isn't really that many airdrops to farm that are non-passive. I think a lot of the money is in the LSTs, and that's just sit and wait till you get your money, guys. So in that sense, yeah. And then we have the Mantle Reward Station. They have another, you know, the Mantle LSP thing going on. And there's still ways to basically, if you have Mantle lying around, you can basically lock it. You can get extra points. I did a 50-day lock-in here because I have such a little amount anyway. So I thought like, hey, I'm just going to put something here. Maybe I could entertain the idea of buying more MNT and lock it up here in case I want to have more of these rewards. But, you know, if you have Mantle lying around, why not put it here? And then lastly, we have the Al2 having this summer program. And there's like different weeks on it and shit like that. And at this point, like, I haven't really talked about a lot of like jumper fee and yeah, and also like Al2. I don't really believe so much that these bridges have a lot of value. They are heavily farmed, over-farmed. Every airdrop hunter is talking about Al2 and jumper fee. I'm just saying that don't have very realistic expectations of these being valued anything. And Al2 is just farming so much and milking their user base that it's ridiculous at this point. They had a million different commemorative NFTs and bullshit and point systems, and it's just kind of getting really, really tiresome with them. And I don't actually like that. And jumper fee is the same. Orbiter finance is the same. I think I just like use the bridges if you need them to use. But outside from the retro bridge, I'm not really like interested in farming a lot of points on these bridges because I don't believe that they're going to be having a lot of value. Socket could be valuable, but other than that, I don't really see anything really amounting to the same level of wormhole and layer 0. But that's basically what I have to talk about for this month. July, a bit of a recap, it's gonna be a slow month. It's been extremely slow month. I think I have gotten a 1 airdrop this month, literally. I think I missed on a couple of ones. So there has been a few, but I was not eligible. So I've only been eligible 1 airdrop, and that was the Etherprise Season 2 this season. And maybe just some couple of very, very small meme coins. But outside from that, nothing really I've been eligible for. I believe August is going to be a bit better. But that's all about market conditions. So if people see the markets pumping again, they are going to be more likely to issue their airdrop earlier. Remember, we still got many eigenlayer based projects doing airdrops. We have Swell, we have many layer 2s. There's like 100 airdrops at least, which potentially could airdropping this year. So there's a lot of things that are going to be happening. But as I said, you know, the big ones are going to be focused on Linea, and it's going to be also on layer, the eigenlayer related stuff and eigenlayer itself. And some BOs could be a bit of a dark horse. But thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for more, and I will be seeing you in the next video when it will be dropping out.